Yeah, please.
Pack of beers there.
Thanks.
Anyone?
Wait.
Oh, yes, please.
Drinks. Just pass out. Pass out fog.
So nice.
It's just slightly awkward, but it's okay. It's okay. I've been working on a new book. I'm happy to share it with you guys. Thanks to Freya, Hamish and Joanne for putting me up. That's really good. I blue tacked this poster to the plinth. Moved it into the corner. Light manual work. What can I say? It's been a journey. It's well, whatever. Fucking shut up. I mean, shut up, me, not you. The last book I wrote was kind of like over 9 months, but then this one was kind of more over like a couple of months, so it's kind of a bit more compacted. But you know, well, I'll just get started. I'll get started. This one's for you guys for getting here. Starting steadily, trying to start as you mean to go on before the bullshit flies forth in words we do not wish to say. But when we get it down how we want to be heard, there is no feeling better. This one's for you, and you know who you are. This one's for you if you have contributed to the fire, because fire is the only thing worth living for. Fire is what makes up life, or at least the interesting parts. The fire of intensity that lives within anyone worth a damn. The fire that burns when Ian Mackay opens his mouth and tells us he doesn't want to hear any more of anyone's bullshit. The fire that burns in the completion of the ephemeral object, the finished product, the exciting relief of the end of something hard. The end that burns in the moment of climax. The fire that burns in the eyes of hard workers that work hard with their hands, sick of not having other options, sick of working too hard for too little. The fire that burns when Thelonious Monk let rip with those fingers and sweet nonsensical bebop scatters through the room with electricity. The fire that burns sweetly as lips come together and your touch sets me alight. The fire that burns in your mind as the eyes open and you are cast back into the world, hungover, stinking and glorious. The fire that burns as I wake up with a gasp at 7 in the AM, filled with a boundless energy to do something. The fire that burns in the stomach upon seeing an old lover years later. The fire that burns plugging in the guitar after a long time away, letting forth loud noises and sweating with close friends. The fire that burns at the pivotal stage of the dish when the outcome may be ruined irrevocably but is mastered, creating delicious flavour. The fire that burns when I hear of my friends succeeding with their skateboarding. The fire that burns in all skateboarders everywhere. This one's for you. The fire that burns in my fingers as I type away in the early hours, unable to stop getting these thoughts down. The fire that burns in romance, the fire that burns in music, the fire that burns in poetry, the fire that burns in loving others, the fire that burns in needing others, the fire that burns in paintings and sculptures, videos and actions, the fire that burns in passion, the fire that burns in human energy, the fire that burns in me, the fire that burns in you, keeping me going. This one's for you. Thank you. Cool. Some of these are kind of old now, but whatever. Magical nights in the bar, stumbling home arm in arm, wondering whether it could mean something or whether I'm still strung out on another woman. Could you take me as I am, all hung up on yesteryear, still suffering from the past, not quite ready for the future? Walking back quickly now we've parted, trying to get home to hit the sack and enjoy some dream time. Sitting up in the morning with a gasp, unprepared to be faced by reality again. Today it rained 6 times and it was sunny 7, and I know that tomorrow it may rain 21 times, but the sun will always come out 22. Thank you. maniac all week. I'm exhausted. She's a maniac. Living on the lam, always on the run from something, whether it's the gas bill or the responsibility of keeping in touch, but I'm always living on the lam, baby. Got no time to talk, I just fly right on by. I've got shit on my plate and I'm avoiding it all, cackling with laughter on hot nights under the sheets, because I remembered all the shit I was meant to do today, but didn't. I'm on the lamb. I'm a lamb going away to the chop house, bleating away, adorable, lovable, then chopped up into chops, or delicious leg steaks, or the coveted shank that is so different to those that are wielded by villains in the night. I don't want to pack up my flat, but I don't want to stay here any longer. Got so much to do, running from it all, constantly on the lam from something, because I'm 22, and 22 means holding on to those beautiful years, soon over, of stressless times, plagued by stress, worried about friendships, lovers, interests, practices, fun, instead of the barrage of shite that fills the days of the elderly as they flood our buses and swamp our streets, looking for a way to hold on to sweet sanity for the twilight years. And I'm running on the lam like a fucking maniac, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I want to die someday. I want to ride the Viking boat on fire at unrelenting speed into the greatest fire of all, the sunset. Thank you. All I've got on my mind is just like what I've been doing like in during the week, and it's just been mad, just fucking bullshit, like just bullshit. What a load of bullshit. This is a really short one for Clifford. We were born from flesh and will end as part of the earth, and we will become the mud and the clay and the stone. The years in between are hopefully something we can treasure and value for their worth. This one is for my grandfather, who meant a great deal to me. Thank you. Fuck, this one's for rolling with the boys back in Yorkshire, evading the police and having the fun. Polish merchants line the streets selling beer for £1 a can. We drink the cans in the alleyway or sometimes in the car parks. We skateboard on the street and sometimes at the park, but skating to the park always involves skating on the street. And we drink beer on the street and sometimes at the pub, but drinking at the pub always involves drinking on the street. The guys in the bar know us, the people on the street hate us, the old ladies fear us, and the middle-aged men wish they were us. Crusty age 1 pavements and rough and ready roads, bollards knocked over by cars and street signs caved in. We drink in the car parks evading the law, and some of us write on the signs and the walls and the windows and the disused shit and some of the used shit. Some of us write names and some of us draw pictures with pens and cans or whatever, evading the law. O sweet Inns of Court, I have drank with the angels and all of the devils in your holy walls. I have puked in the forecourt and fallen in love in the booths. I have fallen into a pool table and fallen out of love on dark walks home, clutching my lower stomach, needing to piss. Sweet holy inns, how I yearn for thee in these labyrinthine Glasgow streets, where the beer just isn't as cheap and the people are just a little too used to being in the big city. I miss the 80s metal music and the stench of piss-soaked brick in the gents and in the ladies. I miss the weirdos most of all those weirdos in one city, all drinking in the same godly pub. Yorkshire, Yorkshire, you have hills and meadows, but they hold nothing for me, only beautiful views and introspection. The real beauty of Yorkshire is contained on the street, where it is always £1 a can from the Polish man. Thank you. It's weird writing a book because then you get loads of stuff like done, and then I don't know, you kind of like you print it, and then so much time's passed since you started like doing it, and then you just, I don't know, you read ones like this that I'm about to read, and it's like, you just fucking hate it. But then, whatever. I don't think I've probably read it before. I love to live on the Earth because the other planets sound shit. Too hot or too cold. This one's just right for me, because if it's cold I put on a denim jacket, and if it's really cold, a couple of jumpers. If it's hot I take them off. If it's really hot I sit in my shorts typing about girls, but mostly about life and how it is distressing. Quickly, George, you're running out of time and the bell could toll at any time, and you only take so many shits, so you might as well enjoy them. To squeeze in the other functions, like the ecstasy of fine food and the ecstasy of junk food. The bell could toll at any time, so put down the fucking can and get out and enjoy the sun. It comes out but 5 times a year here in Glasgow, and you're belly aching about a headache you brought upon yourself. Get to fuck, George, and put down the book of poems. Plenty of time to read those when you're old. Go out and do what you have to do, whatever it may be. Life's on a timer and you got to push. You gotta push, 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 push. Because if you don't, you're fucked. And you'll be in the bed surrounded by family, flatlining, wondering why you never kissed so-and-so and why you never asked so-and-so for a drink in the late summer, when the skies turn from sapphire to amethyst and the world is so beautiful you could cry. George, be free to love after pain. Your friends have foreseen the future for you, and things will get better after time. Seize the opportunities to live that are so generously put towards you. Dance in the club, be free from alienation, alleviate the ill feelings of yesteryear and set yourself free from suffering. Your friends are your muse, your world is your battlefield. Go forth. Thank you. Moving swiftly on. This one's about work. This one's for Joanne, Caroline, Jack, Arnie, Dylan, Maria,
Stevie.
Fucking Stevie. Talia and Jenny. Yeah. Waking up today, I feel more ill than yesterday, lulled into a false sense of comfort that this sickness could be over. But waking up, ears fucked, nose struggling, my head feeling expanded, breathing the steam in deep in the shower, washing away the muck, trying to be clean, to be free. Trying to get my strength back, but this world of work will not relinquish me. I am stuck between a rock and a pay stub. Thank you. That one's about work. This one's about this fucking guy I've already forgotten about. Gary, you have shown me the light with your wisdom and made me a new man. You dominate the street with a walk that can't be faked and trousers that can't be matched. Oh Gary, I have spoken with angels and exchanged glances with devils in the night, but your wisdom has shown me the light. Gary, you make these films that make me crazy. You make this food that makes us crazy, and we are all crazy, and you are a centre of calm in a chaotic universe. Gary, going away to study and better yourself, and one day your mind will grow into something so powerful, capitalism will crumble, and we will be free to live as we wish to live, and how we should live. Thank you. That was horrible. Go check out Gary and Joanne at Embassy in Edinburgh. That reminds me actually, the last time I was here, I woke up in the other room at the foot of Freya's bed. I was so confused. I was Turbo Man. You were there. And you were there? And you were there! You were there and then you went home.
Sorry.
Can't win 'em this one back, but then I read it like 3 times, so aren't I a dickhead? This one's for anyone that came on Wednesday to Voyage. Nothing better than the taste of water trickling into your mouth directly from the tap as you are bent double drinking from the tap, just as the gentle house cat does. It's a taste you only notice when you really need it. Something sweet, as if respite had a taste, as if relief had a taste, as if satisfaction had a taste of the necessary, a taste of the vital. Washing away a hangover or simply reviving after a long sleep, water gives us respite after a long slumber. The pilgrimage to the tap is sometimes long, but the fruits of labour outweigh the journey. The water trickles from the tap to the mouth and something is changed within you, and you are filled with a new strength, a vitality that is indescribably sublime. Maybe I'm not talking about water anymore. Maybe I'm actually talking about something else. Maybe I'm talking about the end of something that is the reward that is attained at the end. Not all endings have to be as sad as most, and you, Alice, my sweet sister, do not have to suffer as you do. There is a star for you somewhere in this universe, and I am here with you in your struggle, despite my veneer of brotherly distance. Keep your head up and we can make it to the end of this crazy ride together in happiness and joy. Thank you.
Yay!
I've got 3 sisters, they're all fucking mental. In different ways, actually. There's a lot of different fucking ways you can be mad. And I'm one of 4 that the 4 of us collectively demonstrate. And then my mum and dad are a whole fucking different deal together, you know what I mean? Shit, this one's about, whatever. This one's kind of about graduation, but I guess it's alright. As in it's not bullshit. I don't think, maybe it is. This one's bullshit. Life's craziness is underestimated, like the power of a sweet smooch on a Friday night or a Saturday morning or whatever time it was, after we were deep into our cups and everyone was having a good time, resting on the knife's edge that is the future, resting on the knife's edge that is affection, and caring, love, interest, pride. I was on one, as I sometimes am, going mental but keeping it cool, more wasted than anyone else but keeping it as calm as possible, looking for a smooch and eventually getting one, going home to bed and sleeping for 36 hours with breaks in between to sit bolt upright, sweating and screaming. Thank you. Jesus. Fuck, this one's for anyone that came to London this summer. I'll give the title. This one's called Looking in the Mirror at Tom's. This one's for Tom's mum, I forgot her name. But she made a damn good beef Wellington. Watching my reflection as my body grows bigger through the years, no longer undernourished as I was in my youth, refusing to eat the meat and eating little else besides. But now a man grown, growing in size as well as in intellect. My mind growing as I learn more and more and more, pushing out the memories now less relevant. Something else is growing as well as my gut and tits, and it is yet now only a hint of something joyful on the horizon, but will soon swell and inflate into something beautiful. Thank you. That one's about getting fat. My dad told me, like, oh yeah, you get to 22, like you'll be fucking, you know, thin as you want until 22, and then you'll just start swelling up like a balloon. I was like, fuck you. And, he's a bastard, isn't he? I'm not all about walking in nature, and I don't really care about travelling. I just like cruising the city streets on my feet, looking for the next drink or the next thing, or a rock show or some art or something, all the stuff that man makes is amazing, but so much of it is so terrible, and it is the foxes and the pigeons that suffer, and people hate them, even though we made them how they are. And we have our own way of perching or looking through bins in the night. It's just different, and we all do it. And we all patter around like the world is our self-imposed, self-important prison. The grid, to live on the grid. Looking for kicks on a Friday night, looking for something to take away the pain. Looking for a new kitchen knife to mince garlic and onions to begin journeys. When I was born, I was covered in blood and shit. And when I die, I could end up the same way. It's all a matter of preference and chance. Blood and shit. Blood and shit. Fuck, this one's for, there's too many names. This is for anyone that fucking lost their work in that fire over there, because I invigilated that show they had afterwards, and I had this making of peace while I was invigilating their show, while they all basked in their Yet now, though I cannot see it, I can hear the rain against a window, and as it patters against the glass, I rest my head backwards and listen to it, pattering and trickling, like the tears of some old legendary lady falling into a warm glass of wine, and peace envelops me, and the black thoughts are put temporarily at bay. As I sit back and listen, I am reminded of a softer memory, sleeping in my mother's conservatory in the rain, enveloped beneath a scratchy woolen sheet with you, and when my mouth touched yours I felt your body melt. I'm alone now listening to this rain, but the memory lasts and I still smile. Thank you. I'm going to open another one before this one, because I was really kind of 50-50 as to whether, you're putting a book together and you've written a few poems, and it gets to the point where you're like, is this one going to go in? Is this one going to go in? And there's maybe two that you're like, yeah, I'll put that in, because it's a fickle thing, and so much of what, I don't know, just loads of it seems like fucking just ridiculous shit, and then this is ridiculous shit. This is ridiculously shit. This is a weird one that is really weird. I'll just read it, I'll just shut up. This is really shit. This one's for Lewis because he went for a shit just then. Some people just spit and sparkle with magic, intense magic that clutches the chest, making me punch blindly into my palms or simply just stand aghast, no idea what to do. A certain kind of magic, perhaps something stupid, perhaps like legs that lead up into the heavens that make me fucking insane, entranced, like a good behind or hips. These things are stupid. Or a magic that isn't based around base lust, perhaps something more ephemeral, like when some people talk to me and I feel like stopping them mid-sentence with my finger on their lips just so I can interrupt. Because I'm falling in love every day with these people who glow and emanate such blissful feelings of positivity, when I am such a husk at times, feeding off the goodness from these people, when I am low on energy and deprived, or feeling like a member of the human race. Symbiont, I need to love to live. I need to be held when I feel I do not need to be, or especially when I look like I do not want to be. I want to share a bed of 10 friends. I want to ride a shopping trolley down Scott Street into a pool of marshmallows and kiss everyone on the nose. What's a man to do though? I suck down these cans of beer like they're fizzy pop, and when there's vodka going I swill it round my gob like fucking mouthwash, but I never spit it out. Just like I never spit this shit out in conversation, because I always feel like I've got an apple in my mouth, and I am also terrified of affection. This one's taking a weird turn. I don't know whether I'm coming or going, and I feel like I'm flickering intermittently between making sense and talking shite, like we all are in many ways. I want to paint a picture of my love, but it'll probably come out sad, just like the others do. I want to make an honesty sandwich and fry it in butter and then bake it in cheese with an egg on top. Thanks. Oh, Jesus. We've reached page 29. This is where it fucking... It's where I'll take a shitty turn, man. However, this one's the most hilarious one. This is all funny. Smoking together through the ages and fighting the good fight against insanity, lest it rear its ugly head, interspersed with lapses from the rational, screaming and kicking, spitting and swearing, but always in love, always together, until I, gripped by ambition, took course for Scotland to fight the good fight with the brush and the typing keys. You still at home smoking, I a smoker no longer. I miss the days of long drives and the mornings with no breakfast, staying abed deep into the afternoons. The lick of the sunlight through the blinds illuminating your face, your cheeks. Left alone now with the typing keys and gripped by a fear and a longing for something, but gave away for the chance of success. Jobless, directionless, no longer learning, no longer feeling anything but longing. Sucking on can and bottle in the AM, deep into the PM and back on through. Wondering whether I have a true friend in the city of grey, labyrinthine in its grid with dimpled pavements and coarse tarmac. Trash lines the pavements as I walk back to my shithole flat and I crack open a can of the good stuff and listen to my neighbours play the bongos. I think they graduated a long time ago because they've been living here 7 or 8 years. Thank you. Which one that was? That one's for fucking Golden Teacher. This is a duo. This one's called The Tour's Over, and then the next one's called The Party's Over. I thought a lot about that time that we all spent in London, and it was kind of like, you know, when like rock bands go on tour and then they get fucked up every night, and then there's like the next thing on it, like the next day, and blah blah blah. Me, Gary, Chitra, three-piece sort of fucking performative unit. These two are for them, even though there was already one about Gary, but you know, whatever, he's a sex icon.
Like it fully is, like I kind of want
The tour's over. We have driven the miles and travelled them on trains and buses and seen where we grew up and where we became who we are. We have drank the nights away and felt the magic, feeling most of the emotions on the traditional spectrum. The tour's over, baby. I woke up on a sofa surrounded by 7 friends and answered the door to the mailman who had a parcel for my friend Jack Boutwood. And as I signed, he asked me who I was, and without hesitation I said, George Garthwaite. We had a good laugh, but the show must go on, getting back on the buses and the trains in the baking heat. I tried to keep up morale where possible, cracking jokes until we fell asleep and resuming when everyone had risen, screaming for 30 seconds into a pillow upon waking up, only to be possessed by a boundless energy afterwards. That is the real fire that burns within me, and the show must go on lest we forget our obligation is to the cause. We put up the art shows in the different cities, and I read some poetry, and it all went swimmingly, because we are the new force, we are the new shit, and if you can't handle the heat, maybe you should go home and make yourself a cup of tea and watch some bollocks on the television. The tour's over. We drank in the park, and when we woke up, we returned to the park. We drank in the park all day and all night, and when we woke up, we returned to the park, eating bagels and shit, drinking Polish beers and shit. When the going is good, it's a quid a can from the Polish man. You've got to suck it down, suck it up and get on, because the show won't save itself. You've got to keep the morale up or else we're fucked. The show must go on or else we're fucked. Got to stay positive or we're fucked. If we stop, we're fucked. But now, my friends, the tour is over, and it is so over. My body is broken, my spirit wanes and flutters in the breeze. I feel a little fragile and I feel a little sad. My hands shake as I prepare simple tea in my flat, full of boxes ready to move on to the next place. The tour is over, but the next chapter is only beginning. Soon the world will change once more, and I will remain the same. Still waking up at 7 in the AM with boundless energy and an appetite for emotion. The tour's over, but life goes on. It's the fucking way she goes. Thanks. Fucking way she goes. The hens have come in to roost and the party's over. No more hot nights on the beer, drinking away steadily. No more falling off pavements and having a group bleed. The weather is colder up here because it's over. No more sleeping in a room surrounded by friends, staying up late telling jokes and finishing cans, sharing bottles of water and always running out, stinking together gloriously in harmony. The party's over, baby. No more fun to be had. No more distractions. No fun to be had anymore. I entered my flat still joyful from the past week, but now I have rested and I woke up with a sadness so great I cannot bear to leave my room. The party's over, so now everything is grey in the sense that the veil has been lifted and now the greyness has been revealed, and grey is all there is, because with the good times come the down times. No more talking all day to friends, just my mind to keep me occupied, worn down from the good times, thrust mercilessly into the bad. I have expended too much positivity and now I have been cast into negativity. I'm just so tired, don't know what's next. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. Nothing to look forward to. The clock ticks in agony, the taps cry for me, dripping away. The sink welcomes me, an opportunity to wash something away. The mirror beckons me into introspection. My reflection heckles me, the bed envelops me, the black thoughts consume me. As I open a can of beer, the mouthpiece swallows me, as I gradually drift away, staring at the ceiling, entering a long meditation for 4 days. The party's over, my friends, but I'm sure there'll be another someday. Thank you. I said I'd never read that one again, but I'm a liar. This one's about fucking, you know, when you get like 3 hours, whatever. You have an insane one filled with beers and kisses, jokes and rock music, and don't get enough sleep, but make it until the next evening through a hazy day with someone cool, writing poetry in the evening only to fall asleep for 14 hours, and you can't remember a single dream. Thank you, brain. You have wasted my time, and I have wasted yours. Thank you. It's gonna flick ahead. I mean, like, if you, it's all kind of fucking heavy from here on out. So, that's where I'll go home. But I think from here on out, apart from one, I haven't really read these ones before, so excited to share it with you guys. Cheers for coming. This one's for all of you, like, good people. Good people. This one's for really, realistically, fucking Hill Street crew, year 2012 to 2013. Graham's here, fuck yeah. We're a team, we're a squad, sharing beers on the street missions, sweet friendship, sharing madness, to be young and mad, crazed, afraid, depressed, together, screaming out at a world we cannot understand, but we understand each other, and we scream out at the world, and the world screams back at us, and we are laughing, thinking, living, sobbing mercilessly between fits of laughter. To be young and insane, on the verge of suicide, all of us together, sharing pain, young and mad. Ambulances, streetlights, the smell of the beer can ashtrays, the smell of our bodies brined in booze overnight, feeling fragile, a delicate flower. I am only a delicate flower. We are growing together and our minds are growing. We are full of potential and we can change the world one day at a time. Young and mad, growing all together, wandering through the years as the madness subsides and the sadness grows, like the beat under the earth, eventually surfacing until sadness is all there is. And we will have grown old together, and we will return to the earth one day. To be young and mad is a blessing. Thank you.
Yay!
This one's for anyone that came to fucking 51, Rob's room. Shit, no, this one, whatever, the specifics here. This one's for Joanne, Felix, fucking Lewis, Owen Connors. This one's for Owen Connors.
Yeah.
This one's for Owen Connors. Throwing away old love letters and feeling the desire to die, not wanting to read any of them, but catching glimpses all the same, holding back tears, listening to violent, desolate music to try and take something away from this horrible situation. I have shoeboxes and shoeboxes full of mementos and trinkets, but mostly love letters in pastel envelopes labelled George. There are boxes and boxes of letters, and I am choking back tears and trying to play the big man, stuffing them into a bag for recycling rather than envision them rotting away on some pile on a boat in the ocean on the way to some remote scrap heap. At least if they are recycled, someone somewhere may also have the blessing of falling in love with someone somewhere and writing things shorthand to the one they wish to stay with forever when feelings of security and content outweigh those of loneliness and cold. But now as I stuff them into a bag never to be seen again, I am choking back the desire to die, but also maybe, probably creating a new state where I can live again without these letters weighing down on me. I walk to the bathroom and look in the mirror, and the man who looks back at me has changed, is irrevocably different than before. His face is rounded and his nose has grown with the years. His eyes are deeper inset, purple surrounding the lower eyelids. His hair has been set back 2 or 3 centimetres at the edges of his hairline. His beard has thickened, become less pubic and wispy. His teeth are even less straight, fangs protruding, especially the left. There is a dull glimmer in his eyes, some glint of experience or sadness. I plead with this person. Be free from sorrow, love yourself as you have once loved another, and your plight will be alleviated. The next morning when I returned to the mirror, I was me again, finally. It was a beautiful morning and I saw 2 sparrows dancing in the garden. As I drank a tall glass of water in the kitchen, I flushed away the last of my old self. Thank you.
Yay!
Ah shit, I dedicated the wrong one. This one's for anyone that was at 51. Shit, that one was for no one. Fuck. This one's the title track. This book is called Rainy Window, open brackets, Songs of Resilience, close brackets, / Bon Voyage West Princes. This one's called Bon Voyage West Princes. Leaving a room with history is like leaving an old lover where the feelings are still mutual feelings, and it is the saddest of all. No drama or ill feelings, just years of sharing experiences ended in solitude. The couch radiates energy of long nights on the sauce, talking away with friends, swapping stories, and so many arses. The couch is a memory box. The couch is a photographic album. It is an old blade, a letter from an old friend, a toothbrush you can't throw away, a picture of a lover found under a coffee table leg. The wardrobes are now empty, where once they housed the things with which I covered my body and made my identity with, but now they hold no t-shirts and no jackets. The wardrobe is the glass, once half empty, now fully empty. It is the plate, finished, wiped clean. The walls are as bare, only advocating something, but now advocating magnolia, and only magnolia. The walls are dead flowers. The birds sing in the early hours, and I know I have been thinking too long as the light cuts through the window. I can see the dust floating on the surface of the air, and I am reminded yet still that everything is energy, and that living things help each other live, and that perhaps my investment in these things is unfounded. But then the bed, oh the bed. Sleepless nights with a lover spent discovering and learning, and minds growing together at the same rate, and electricity and excitement. But there have been nights and days with too much sleep, dreaming away, waking up at 12, no energy to go on. The dull throb, not pain, something else. The veil lifted, grey, soil, clay. The earth swallowing me, the bed complicit. Months pass, still abed, thinking, but not thinking. Only of pain, no lovers, just my hollow body and my hollow head. Head is a shed, no reality, all a dream. Wishing to wake up, but when waking up, dissatisfied with what I awakened to. Just a room with no view, frosted windows. Another day with no agenda of my own. The bed is a vacuum, the knife that cuts. The bed is a lone magpie unsaluted. It is the veil that is lifted, revealing the grey, the cold kiss of defeat. The birds are still singing and the sun still shines, the earth still turns, and yet I have defeated the struggle I describe. Until next time, I am free. Bon voyage. Thank you.
Yay!
I've read this one, fuck. If you know, you know. I can't wait till the next time I get to be a badass. I'm not talking about a night or a day or a week. I'm talking months of badass days and nights. Drinking the booze and smoking dope. Wearing denim and not washing jeans. Arguing drunk and evading the law. Drinking on the street, spitting where I want. Looking at the elderly with disdain because I don't want to die. But my apathy frustrates me. Eating grilled meat in tortillas and only vegetables in salsa. Screaming chili when I cook, but always looking cool. Knowing of love but not having time for love. Cruising down the street 20 miles an hour on a skateboard. Falling off and having a good bleed. Laughing it off and flipping the bird at the strangers who just stare. Drinking the beer by the bucket but always in the can. No time to talk about politics because I know that none of us are happy. No time to give a fuck about anything because I'm too busy not giving a fuck. Getting so drunk I have to leave. Scaring myself from fucking something up because I don't want to fuck anyone over, only myself. People calling me on the phone and me not answering because I don't want it. People knocking on the window and me shouting to fuck off. Opening a can of beer and pissing in it later. Needing a wash but doing it later. Missing my ex and thinking about it longer. Getting bitter with no outlet and feeling all bummed up inside. Wishing they'd still call but I stopped answering so long ago. Wishing I wasn't alone but not wanting the company. Desperate to be touched, not wanting to be touched. Feeling like a sack of shit. Sick of being hungover, sick of not eating well, sick of feeling so low. Tired of being tired, just wanting a way out. Calling my mum and making her feel sad, but that lifts me somehow. Because at least someone seems to care. Sorting it out, her picking me back up. The joy of love sweeping over me. The feeling of being nurtured. The sweetness of affection. Photographs, memories, mementos. No longer a sad ruin of a love lost. Now simply a reminder of the good times past. My mother has given me a perspective, and I am only 22. Plenty of time to be a badass later on, I think. Thank you. This is the fucking last one. Can you fucking believe it? We made it to the end together. Fuck. Jesus, what the fuck. Nice one, guys. Thanks for being such an awesome audience. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you in literally 30 seconds once I've finished reading this. This one's for who haven't I mentioned? This one's for all the people that couldn't make it. I'm only a gentle soul as I write this for you. I am bedbound, sick as a dog, feeling fragile, a tender soul. Yet as I read it aloud now, appearing strong and brave, I have to tell you, I have lost 2 good friends along the way on this journey, and I am sure I will lose more as the years pass by quietly and without malice. Thank you. Cheers very much. Cheers, guys.
There he goes.
Done.
Off he goes.
You.